Hi everyone, welcome to this week's show. This week I want to talk for a few minutes about the in-between. That's my word for it. And I think I kind of confused people because I got several emails from probably the last 2 weeks when I had mentioned in one of my video blogs about this place I call the in-between, and I phrased it as in between here and the other side, and I want to correct that. It's not. It is the other side. My phrase for it is this place on the other side that you go to adjust. And think about it. Think of all the people in the world and all the different religions we have and all the different belief systems we have. Even the people who believe that it's lights out when we die. You know, everyone has a belief. So there has to be something set up on the other side for you to adjust to. You know, if you're a devout Roman Catholic, what do you think you're going to see when you cross over? You're going to see your visual of what heaven is, or hell, if that's where you think you're going. You're going to see Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the Pope, past popes. You know, you're going to see Mother Teresa. You're going to see what you believe the other side is. And just like that person who believes this lights out, they're going to see blackness. You know, a more highly evolved soul doesn't necessarily need to go into this in-between because they've evolved beyond it. Doesn't mean they haven't been there before. I'm sure they have, many, many times. But it's an adjustment. I work with hospice patients, and when they're at that moment of crossing over, there's a realization. I wish everyone could see it on the face of a person who's ready to cross over, because it's remembering. It is just this beautiful look on their face that, oh my, it's like I'm going home. I'm going where I'm supposed to be. That's where I'm supposed to be, not here. It's just this realization. And it's just amazing. And, you know, sometimes when you cross over, you need to have what I call a buffer. It's a place for you to settle. It's a place for you to get comfortable. It's a place for you to remember. You know, if you have ever been, you know, okay, let me back up. Some people stay in the in-between. They don't evolve past it before they become reincarnated. Many do. You know, most people don't need to stay there. They get into that space and they go, oh, I want to go over there. You know, it's kind of like another remembering. It's like steps. It's like stepping stones. It's like, you know, I'm going around a corner, and then all of a sudden I remember where I am. And, you know, 5 seconds ago I thought I was lost. It's like that. And I don't want people to just get stuck that, you know, this is like limbo. I think that's what one person wrote in. They thought that I was talking about limbo, and limbo, you put yourself in limbo. And again, if that's what you believe you're going to, that's what you will see. But that's what I call the in-between. And, you know, a lot of us need it. We need that. It depends on what we did in this life and who we are and what our religious beliefs are, what our religious beliefs weren't, you know, to make that period of adjustment. And yes, our families, even if their souls don't stay in the in-between, they'll come into the in-between to help you cross over. I saw this with my mother and father. My father, I can tell you, when he was probably the last few days, the last 2 or 3 days of his life, he was connecting to the other side unbelievably. He saw his mother, he saw his father, he saw my mother, he saw, you know, his friends. But what he described was kind of his idea of heaven. You know, his visual of what it looked like. He told me it looked like Earth, just much more vibrant. He called it healed. Like, this Earth we live in is sick, and that Earth is healed. And, you know, my mother always told me when I was a kid, that's because, you know, man screws up. God doesn't. And, you know, God's in control of that earth, not this one. So, you know, seeing that in him, I'm sure he went to the in-between. Did he stay there? No. I definitely know he's not in the in-between anymore because he's with my mother. And she was not in the in-between. But that just means, you know, he's probably lived so many more lives. He's had that experience so many more times. So he adjusts easier. You know, does that mean, you know, you're going to go to the in-between and stay there? No. You know, you could cross over tomorrow and kind of see the in-between and go, oh, yep, been here. This isn't where I'm stopping. You know I have to keep going. And, you know, even the people, I don't know, even the people who believe it's, you know, lights out, you know, there is nothing but this, they're perfectly entitled to believe what they want. My belief is, yes, they go into darkness until they realize that all they have to do is believe and the lights will come back on. And that's just my generic description of it. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is lights out. Maybe I'm the one who's wrong. Maybe, you know, I'm going to cross over and go, oh, nobody there. But I find that hard to believe because how could I do what I do and believe that? You know, how could I connect people with their family and friends that I've never met and, you know, give them accurate information? So I have to believe. I have to believe in something bigger than myself and that there's more out there. So that in between, don't let that part get in your way. Don't focus on where you're going when you cross over. To me, you need to focus on what you're doing here and now. Why are you here? You know, focus on this. This is most important. This is part of the thing that, you know, our mental, our emotional, and physical selves get caught up in. You know, we do this in life in general. We're always thinking about the next thing. We're always thinking about where we're going. We're always thinking about the big dream, about where we eventually want to be. And it's good to have that, but don't forget now. Don't forget this moment. Don't forget today. This is what's most important, or you're never going to get there. And it's the same with the other side. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about your crossing over or your getting where you're going to get to. Because that's what you'll believe at the very moment you cross over. And so what are you going to do in your life now to get to that point, to make it easier on yourself? Just focus on your day-to-day. And if your day-to-day is to be a skeptic and, you know, show how some people con other people, more power to you. If your job is to heal people, more power to you. Do what you believe is right. That's all that matters. Have a fabulous weekend. Ciao.